This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand for the afternoon of November 17th, 2022. Brought to you by That's Good HR. I'm Wes Mills. Vincennes University is partnering with New Jersey-based AmeriCrew to train military veterans for infrastructure careers, focusing on 5G wireless, fiber, and clean energy. AmeriCrew is developing the National Infrastructure Technician Academy at VU's campus in Vincennes and other sites statewide. AmeriCrew CEO Kelly Dunn says Vincennes is an ideal partner.
A company and an employer is working hand in hand with the education partner, whether it's a upfront certification or it's helping them work side by side with your education partner for a 2-year, 4-year degree. And what we found in looking all over the country is Vincennes is one of the best around at this.
The partners will collaborate to integrate training, certification, and apprenticeship into the program, with a mix of classroom, training lab, and field work experience. Maryville-based gas and electric utility NIPSCO says it has reached the halfway point of a $370 million natural gas pipeline that is meant to spur economic development in Lake and Porter counties. Our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana report the multi-year project will result in nearly 35 miles of new 24 and 30-inch steel pipelines that will support both industrial and residential customers. NIPSCO says the project will bolster its natural gas supplies by allowing it to acquire more competitively priced natural gas. The flagship Enterprise Center in Anderson has launched a new pitch competition that intends to help existing local businesses. Instead of focusing on startups like most pitch competitions, Chief Executive Officer Terry Truitt says Flagship Pitch Anderson will help businesses that already have foundations in place and will help them grow. The top prize is worth $20,000 in cash and services. The competition will take place in February. Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand is brought to you by the following.
With one call to That's Good HR, your hiring challenge is solved. It's that simple. That's Good HR is the secret ingredient to strategic staffing. Have an HR, accounting, administrative, or customer service position to fill? Trust That's Good HR to make a match that's good for everyone, whether temp to hire, or a direct hire placement. For 22 years, That's Good HR has been handpicking employees and employers through a highly personal and authentic approach that delivers long-term results. Visit that'sgoodhr.com. Remember, the match matters.
Get ready, Northeast Indiana. We're headed your way. Join IBJ Media and Inside Indiana Business November 29 at Fort Wayne's Grand Wayne Convention Center for Engage Northeast Indiana. We've assembled the region's top business, community, and philanthropic leaders for a discussion on the issues shaping the future of Northeast Indiana. From attracting top talent to workforce and economic development, we'll explore what's working and big ideas for what's next. RSVP at InsideIndianaBusiness.com.
A new report from an Indianapolis-based advocacy group says rural Hoosiers desperately need state leaders and lawmakers to make greater investments in Indiana's lesser populated regions. Inside Indiana Business reporter Alex Brown has details.
The Indiana Community Action Poverty Institute released a 38-page report that examines the rural Hoosier economy and the challenges that are holding it back and hurting residents in the less populated areas. According to reporting by the Indiana Capital Chronicle, the message targets policymakers and other stakeholders that, in order to boost the rural Hoosier economy and make rural businesses profitable, quote, rural people need to thrive. The group says the problem has been heightened as the younger and more educated workforce moves to more urban areas of the state. Census data shows that 44 Indiana counties, nearly half, are part of metropolitan statistical areas that saw population growth by 6.3% over the past decade. Meanwhile, the state's 48 non-metro counties as a group declined by about 1% over the same period. The advocacy group says rural Indiana's economy is increasingly vulnerable and demands attention. The report makes several recommendations, including investing in transportation options, increasing affordable housing, and skilling up adults in the workforce. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Evansville-based footwear retailer Shoe Carnival is reporting third-quarter net income of $32.6 million compared to $46.8 million during the same period last year. While a drop, the company says the most relevant comparison is to Q3 2019, when net income measured nearly $14 million, which predated the volatility of the pandemic. Shoe Carnival says its customer count has grown nearly 35% over the past 3 years. Trine University has received another significant contribution towards a new $40 million facility in Fort Wayne that will house programs in its College of Health Professions. The Surak Family Foundation is pledging $3 million to support the project, which is expected to open in fall 2024. Chuck Surak started Fort Wayne-based music instrument and audio equipment retailer Sweetwater. When complete, the building will employ 100 faculty and staff and serve upwards of 700 students. This report is brought to you by That's Good HR, the secret ingredient to strategic staffing. Visit that'sgoodhr.com for more information. I'm Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.